evening, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. Hi, I'm Patty Wilson, and I saw all my friends in here, and I thought I have to say hi. There's no reason to wait 7 minutes. I was ready. How is everybody? I'm not used to being on here anymore. It's only been once a week, so my nerves are back up. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Just tuning in with me. I do know there's some new people because they've told me. I'm Patty Wilson, and I am a real estate broker and a property appraiser, and I live in Tallahassee, Florida. And we talk about true crime and mainly the Adelson trial, which is ongoing. I mean, I don't know if I'll live through all the Adelson trials that I think are coming up. And so we just enjoy a chat. We talk about the houses that they lived in, the docket, what we think is coming up, our opinion of the psychos that are involved in this murder of poor Dan Markel. They really are psychos. And recently, I've lost any filter that I had previously. I really am trying to think before I speak, but it's not working out really well. So that age-old, oh, Patty, your filter is about a 50-50 according to the personality profiles. It's gone. Don't really have a 50-50 anymore. So it's more like a 0. But anyway, it's good to see everyone. Hi, Michelle. Hi, John. John Smith is our resident composer. He wrote a very nice song for me, and I'll play it at the end again. It was really nice. Very, very sweet. Hi, Bling is the new black. How are you? I saw you on Annie's show. Who's Annie? Tell me who that is. Are you on another Consumed by All Things Lori and Chad? Lori is Lori Daybell. She's another psycho who I have a question. I wish we could abolish the Supreme Court. I don't even think it's a question. It's a statement. I know it's like co-equal, blah, blah, blah. But I am so sick of all of these psychos being entertained. And that's all we're doing to Lori Daybell, is entertaining her. There's just literally no reason to keep this charade up with her. The only benefit is I know she's got a shock belt on. So she acts out, the shock goes off. Trash. So that's how I talk. If you're new, sorry. Happy Sunday. Hi, Northern Soul Girl. That's not easy to say. Northern Soul Girl. My soul's in the north too. Hi, Michael Manley. Hello, Leon County Jail. I'd like to reserve a family suite, please. Now, I used to think I would have bet money Harvey Adelson would not be arrested, but I can't say that now. And if you're not aware, Harvey Adelson is the pater. Let's say Latin now that we have this new pope. He's the pater of the Adelsons, which I love saying that because he's Jewish. It's funny to me. But anyway, he's the old man, the patriarch. And he's 80, I think. He looks much older. He's lost a shit ton of weight. And he is married to none other than Donna Adelson, who's the mother of Charlie Adelson, convicted murderer, and Wendi Adelson, unindicted co-conspirator, who's living in Austin, Texas now after abandoning her parents and picking up her kids and moving out of town, likely because of in my head, it's because of the Markel bill for grandparents. And she has a boyfriend that she's using horribly. Makes me very sad for him. But he's gonna be enlightened very shortly. Very shortly. Hi, Norma. How are you? Got our first grandson graduated from Prince Avenue Christian School. Oh, you cried. I bet you did. It's harsh. This aging thing is harsh. Thank you, Lolly. I got it cut I don't know, yesterday, the day before, something like that. I don't remember. Life has been unique. But anyway, I had, like, it's been asymmetrical for a while. And I had this one long hair, like in the back, it was all one length and I couldn't take it. And I wasn't sure I wanted to perm it because so much of it's falling out. Not like breaking off. It's not really falling out, it's breaking. So I didn't want to perm it again and have more breaks in the hair. So I just had it cut. It looks nice. I mean, it's just all smooth. Not gray enough, though. I wish I had more gray. Hi, Great Dane lady. How are you? Thank you, Kaza. It's very nice of you. Hi, Jenny. I've missed you too, but I've been busy. I really have. We'll talk about it in a minute. Hey, Pepper. Hi, Cindy. I love all the emojis. Hi, Diane. Agent 47. Nice. Great name. Hi, Arlene. Thank you for your email and your messages. People have been so nice to me, which I'll give you an update in a little bit. Hi, Denise T. As opposed to any other Denise of the 25 other letters. Hi, Kaza. How's your boat? Kaza lives on a long boat in the UK, which I'm very jealous of right about now. Hey, Hummingbird. Hello from South Wales. I've been following this saga for ages. We all have. We all have. I honestly don't know how Georgia Kappelman, who's the state attorney, she's the assistant state attorney of Leon County and the, I guess it's like several counties for this district. But I'm like, how does she even sleep? Like, her pot is filled. Well, I wanted to see who has the who was assigned the Ickner thingamabobber. I gotta look that one up. So if you don't know, we had a horrible mass shooting here in this town. Just a couple weeks ago now. And this little trash boy, I have nothing nice to say about him. 20 years old. I don't want to say his full name. May 7th. I mean, it's just, he was just charged. Who's his assigned? Judge assigned, oh, Jack Campbell. So it hasn't been assigned yet. Anyway, this brat thought it best to not just hurt himself, but to hurt really millions of other people on the campus at Florida State University. I have nothing nice to say. So, of course, he's invoked his constitutional right. I'm so sick of it. Another one, him, Andrew Wiley, who did away with his daughter. He got to invoke his constitutional right. But the victims, they don't have rights. Not in this state, not in this county, not anywhere. It's pathetic. So anyway, that brat, I mean, I don't even know what to call him. Like, reprobate. Is reprobate a good word? That reprobate is declared as constitutional right. I'm just sad for the officer that missed. That's what I'm sad for. Thanks, Leslie. He has, he got shot in the jaw. So someone missed a little bit, just a little bit. And I feel sorry for him because I'm sure he is thinking every day, I missed. I'm going to cost the taxpayers. Yes, I do want to hear your Karen Reed limerick. You have a friend that lives on a houseboat in Essex. It's just got to be crazy. Patty, I just sent you one to Patty is funny with the blip corrected. Thank you. I'll look at it. Hi, Patricia, you gorgeous lady. You're right, Patty. Arizona purports it can't afford to prosecute all violent crimes. So why stack charges against Lori Mateo? She's not getting out. I mean, I could not even understand if it was like one or like the second one, that if number one, there was some sort of appeal, murder doesn't go away. So you could always try it later. I don't understand it. Hi, Sherry. How are you? How are you? Hulsima. Am I saying it right, Sherry? Hulsima. Thank you, Jenny. Support Patty with a like and a super sticker. Thank you. Hi, June. I'm Patty. And the boat is good. Thank you, Kazati. Wildwood Crest. Hi, Anna. I know Wildwood Crest. So up north, you're from Pennsylvania or Jersey, which if you can get to the shore this coming weekend, it's a miracle because they had a sinkhole that blocks the highway. Poor things. But you go to the shore. You don't go to the beach. You go to the shore. So Wildwood Crest is really nice. Lots of great peeps here. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you very, very much. Hi, Judy. Judy says, hi, guys. Hi, Owl's Gal. Nancy's thinking about me and my husband, Annie Cushing. I'll have to look at that. Thanks, Bling. Hi, Iggy. I keep licking my, I'm really dry, so I keep licking my teeth. I'm sorry. Donna did gain when Harvey lost. So what had happened was a couple weeks ago, I've been married. How long have I been married? I hate when people do that and they act like they don't know when they were married. It'll be 22 years this August. So we got married 22 years ago, and recently my husband's had massive memory issues. Like, I'm still shocked by it. And it was one specific incident. And everything changed, right? When something happens, whether it's a stroke, which a friend of mine just had a stroke, an admin for Living Tallahassee just sent me a text. She had a stroke. She fell, broke her back during the stroke. So now she has to have surgery. It's a mess. Life changes. It's like defining life. So my husband just turned 67 on 4/17. And then a couple days later, my life blew up. And his life blew up, but he's like, I don't care. Really? He's like, I have you. I said, great, that's great. And I'm a very selfish person, but I'm not a sociopath. So I have a very independent life from Chris. I love him very much. I don't want to talk about it. He's very handsome. He's very funny. He loves sports. Like, I don't want to do this. But anyway, but he's always afforded me, and I've afforded him, like, the independence that I've always needed and didn't have. You don't have independence when you have young children. I would never have had independence with that first ex-husband of mine. I've only been married twice. But Christopher is just, that's always been easy for him. And so now that has to change, right? I can't be as independent as I was, knowing that this poor man has really strong memory issues. I don't have the specific diagnosis, like which type of dementia he is starting off with. I don't know that yet, but I know it's dementia. I know it because I was a memory care nurse. I know it because I read his MRI. We have a neurology appointment June 2nd, which I feel like is quick. He's very nonchalant about the whole thing, which is great for him, but it puts onus on me, and I'm not good at that. But I have to get good at it really quick. So I haven't been on YouTube as much. recently there's I guess he's a huge YouTuber. I don't watch too much YouTube that doesn't have to do with crime. And it's called the Outdoor Boys. And these men got very famous very quickly. And they're pausing their YouTube. Actually, he said he's quitting YouTube. He's got like 4 million followers, which is incredible. In a very short period of time, they do a lot of outdoor content. Obviously, it's called Outdoor Guys, right? They do outdoor content. Apparently, they're very good at what they do as far as the content is created. And they're like, no. We're too famous too quick. So we are pausing our lives for our children, which I thought, how amazing is that? So I'm not pausing YouTube. I just won't be on as frequently. I am going to start doing, I think I'm going to just change the name of my TikTok, which is now Patty's Playhouse, to something else and start talking about, I hate when people say the journey, so I'm not going to do that, but that's the kind of idea. Think about it. But the experience that I'll have with Christopher as the much younger wife, I'm 10 years younger, of my husband, who's going to never be the same. And for me now, the whole thing is every day he will know me less. Think about that. Every day he will know me less. And people are so generous with their stories with me in regards to memory loss and dementia. And my mother had it. Praise the Lord, she died of COVID before it was all consuming. I know it was bad. I didn't see it. I didn't live with it the way my father did. But she died of COVID, which I hate to say it was a massive blessing. Because to have my father watch that long goodbye is just purely devastating. And my husband's only 67. My mom was 84. But it is different from your mother to your grandmother. We're all touched by that. But this, your spouse won't know you. And I keep saying I'm relatively young. I'm relatively young, and so is he. So I don't even know. I don't even know what that's about. I really don't. I know that I took care of people when I was a nurse at the memory care facility. And I just remember, I don't remember her name, but she was young. She was probably 61, 62. She was very violent. So the myth, the misnomer, the truth, I don't know what it is. But the younger you are with memory, dementia, the more frustrated, the more violent you can get. She was violent. She was just a little bitty thing. Redhead, really pretty woman. She'd been a big wig at the state. She didn't know anybody. She barely knew her name. She would wander. She would just wander. And that was the strongest memory of, for me, someone who was young, that didn't have a stroke, that didn't have Parkinson's, because there's Parkinson's related dementia. There's other types of dementia that all get lost into. She has Alzheimer's. It's not all Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a very specific type of dementia. Parkinson's related dementia, they're all very different. How they control the brain is different, all of it. So we don't know what Chris's is yet. We just know he has it. And he's not violent. He does get frustrated, but he always got frustrated with me. I'm easily, how do I say it? It would be easy for him to be frustrated around someone like me, right? I'm always on the go. I'm never home. I always have the next new thing I want to build or do or create. So it's a lot for a guy. But he's always been good about it. Just he would get normally frustrated. Now he gets a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more frustrated. So I don't know what is diagnosis frustration or just what is human, typical guy, typical Christopher frustration. We'll have to figure that out. It's hard to say. I asked my daughter today. She reminded me of a story where Chris was not, and this was a couple years ago. I believe it was during a hurricane. My friend Deborah would remember it. But he threw cat food down the toilet. And we didn't know. We didn't think about it. I didn't think about anything. And then my daughter said to her husband, I wonder if the cat threw down the toilet. Like, I wonder if there were little symptoms along the way that no one, which just, it took a lot to get the cat food out of that toilet, by the way. It didn't go down. Little things like, it was a big deal. It was my friend's bathroom. It's not like we broke her bed and like just left, right? So we repaired the issue. But I was like, how is that even possible? And my daughter brought it up. So I asked them to please think of those things that I no longer remember, because I fixed it, I moved on. But so they're going to do that so I can take it to the neurologist. But he is a young guy. He's fit. He goes to the gym. He eats well. He doesn't eat sugar. Didn't live near a nuclear power plant like I did. I don't know. I don't have an answer. But I do appreciate everyone's notes, kindnesses, thoughts. Mia Wallace, who's a very loyal subscriber, she made little business cards for me so I could pass out to people. We were invited to join this church-related couples group, but I didn't think it was a good idea for us right now, until we figure out what Chris is really capable of and not capable of. So I just bailed on it. But I explained. But those business cards will help me so I don't have to say it. I don't have to tell people. I can just show them, and it will make me feel more comfortable. And so it's really about my comfort. And then not embarrass him. I don't want to embarrass him. You know what I mean? Like, he's a grown man. He's tall. He's 6'4". He lifts weights every day, and I don't want to embarrass him. I don't want that. He already repeats every story. Like, he is so repetitive. Like, I have to put the phone down. Because I hate being that person, but I just put the phone down, let him talk. Like, let it on speaker, come back. I've heard the story. I probably have heard these stories now in the last week 200 times. Like, he's repeating the same story. His brain is not carrying the thread of a conversation. And I'm like, oh my God. So, it's nice just to have those cards to be able to hand out. And it's kind of a silent, because you wouldn't expect it. When you see him, you would never, he doesn't look like he's got that faded away, you know how they look? They have that faded away visual. He doesn't have that yet. So that card just will make me feel better. I'm going to go for just a second. I'm sorry. My nose was literally running down my face. So I had to fix that. Oh, God. I just don't understand the tears. Like, I don't know if you've ever been through something like that, but the tears just like, I told my daughter today, she's out of town with work, and she called to check in because she's a loving daughter. And I said, she doesn't remember it, but do you guys remember the commercial? If you're from the United States, it was from the 70s, where it was the American Indian, the Native American Indian, I guess you say. And it was pollution, and he was looking out along the fields for the pollution, and he had this one tear that just rolls down his face. That is me. Just this like I've never had that before, where the tears just kind of well and then just fall. Usually I'm boohoo crying. I've never had the gentle roll of a tear. It's so funny to me. But anyway, that's my story with Chris. That's my update. And you know, the option for medication, I'm going to really have to look at that, because I don't want more side effects for him. I just need to know what we're dealing with before I would say yes to medication or no. I want him to be comfortable, and I want him to remember as much as he can for as long as he can, of course. But I don't want I know there's a couple medications, but the side effects are shit. And I just don't think that he's not gonna like it. He's not gonna like feeling nausea all the time. I don't know. I just think we have to look at it real close. But if anyone has any experience with the dementia medication, I would really like that feedback, because it just, any medication has horrible horrible side effects. We all know that, aspirin. But I want him to like enjoy his life. I want him to go out and like eat steak every day if he wants to. I want him to go gym as often he wants to, go to a sporting event as he wants to. I don't want it to be a miserable 5 years or 10 years. I don't want that for him. So if anyone has any experience with the recent FDA approved medications, please let me know, because he is a miserable patient. He is miserable. Praise the Lord. He's only been sick with the flu in 23 years this fall, twice. And both times I wanted to go to a hotel. I was like, what did your mother do to you? I can't do that. I can't do it ongoing every day, right? So, we just have to think about it. The FDA approved a medication a couple years ago that is ineffective and with side effects. It is ineffective. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking ineffective with side effects. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, Allison. That's funny. Nobody needs that. I'm such a realist that, oh, what are you prolonging, I know it's not me, but I've always said, if I were, struck down with breast cancer, chop them off. Like, I'm not going through that. Like, I'm not. And one of our agents recently had breast cancer. It's exactly what she did. She was like, she'd have to do like 3 rounds of chemo and radiation. She's like, chop it. I was like, can you believe that? Like, I was just so, I would be the exact same way. I'm a realist. I have no time for it. I want to go live my life. I don't want to be puking up. You have to take chemo because they can't do surgery. That's one thing, but it's a whole other thing to do the rest. Hi, She-Fly9. I just completely digressed. I apologize for that, but I have to change the subject. There once was a woman named Karen Reed who Let me read it first before I do it. There once was a woman named Karen Reed who often got shit-faced on meat. It made her rebarbative and jealous and back into her fellas and then blame the whole town for her deed. Rebarbative. Not many people would use that word, Patricia. Not here. There once was a woman named Karen Reed who often got shit-faced on meat. It made her rebarbative and jealous and back into her fellas and then blamed the whole town for her deed. Hi, Tater. Tater. Hi, Anya. Oh, I'm so sorry. What is it, Tater going? Allison. Oh, Wholesome A. Nice. Wholesome A. I love it. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you for your kind text messages. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you. Chit chat and coffee. Thank you. Think about us, please. Think about us. Oh, you made 22 years on 316. Good for you, Judy Silva Delgado. We were never really like big celebrators. I'm gonna have to do something this year. But we never really we never really celebrated anything. And I don't regret it. Like I don't regret not because it just wasn't us. I'm not gonna go around and all of a sudden like date night. I can't even say it out loud. It's just not us. It's just not my way. I was wearing something, I don't know what you call it. It's like, it's not a jacket, but it's kind of like a throw. It's kind of like a throw, but it's thin material, has short sleeves, and it doesn't button. It's kind of like a throw. And this lady liked it. And I said, well, I have another one, but it looks like bedding. And she goes, what do you mean? I'm like, it's all lace. I don't know why I bought it. I think I'm going to give it to her. And it's just not me. Like you can wear it, but if you're not comfortable in it, what's the point? And that's how I feel about saying I'm out with my hubs for date night. It's never happening. It's never happening. It's my husband. We go out to dinner. It's not date night. I mean, not anymore anyway. But anyway, I hope other people enjoy date night, but I would never say that. Thank you, Murder. Patty, independence is not selfishness. You're wonderful. Oh, which thank you. Thank you. Great idea on TikTok. Yeah, I don't want to start over. I just changed the name. I don't want to start over, Leslie. I'm lazy that way. I know. I mean, of course I would stay. I mean, I really do love him. But I could see why people would be like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I could understand it. There's different ways to leave someone, right? You could just leave somebody. You could wait till they're so sick and then you leave somebody. You could put them into a home and leave somebody and never visit them. I always, to be honest, look down on people who do that. When I was a nurse or working as a nurse, I was like, how do you not visit? Like, how do you not? And I'm sorry if you're in that position, but I'm very judgmental about it. Even if it's hard, it's harder on the person who's laying in the bed. Even if it's hard, it's harder on the person who can't walk anymore, who can't remember their name, who's stuck in a prison of their own mind. It's always harder on them. Always. You could leave. They cannot leave. So I someone asked me, like, I said, I'm not a sociopath, but I love him. So it's not even a question, but there's different ways to leave people. And people do it all the time. It's just, I guess people got to cope however they got to cope, but it's harder on the staff of a nursing facility if no one comes and visits. How hard is that? Well, this is not how I want to remember them. Say that out loud several times. This person has dementia, but that's not how you want to remember them. Sorry. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't. I think you need to remember them and know that life happens. And it may be dementia, it may be a stroke, it may be falling over and breaking your neck, it may be being in a car accident, it may be, none of us are getting out of this. So I just think, you know, as much as it's hard to notice Chris, or it's hard to notice that one day he may not remember my birthday for real. Like for real. It's always been a joke for us that he didn't remember my birthday. But one day he's really not going to remember my birthday or my name or that I'm his wife or any of that. And I've lived it with other people and through other people. And I think that's why it's more terrifying for me. But I would still visit. I can't imagine. And then maybe I'm more, I don't know. But he didn't ask for it. And I'm not going to abandon him one way or the other. I'm not. I'm not going to not go see him or hold his hand because his hand's the same. Just because he doesn't recognize me doesn't mean that hand isn't the same. So I implore people, if you have family members that are in a nursing home, yes, it is hard to go. Yes, it smells. Yes, I get all of that. Yes, they may eat and their tongue's protruding out of their face. Maybe they can't hold a spoon anymore. There's still dignity and they still deserve love and they still deserve your time. So that is what I implore people to do. And it is hard. It is very, very hard. I can remember seeing my mom, watching her before she went the last time to a nursing home. She had her hip broken, so she went to rehab, which is nursing home facility. And I told my dad, I said, you got to get her out of there because she was with it when she went in. She wasn't with it when she was leaving because she started acting the mentation of everybody around her. So the same mental abilities as everyone, she was declining being around that peer pressure kind of thing. So it's called mentation. And I went every Saturday. I drove from here down there every Saturday to go visit. 6 hours, stayed the night, paid a hotel, didn't matter. She raised 7 children. Like I wasn't going to abandon her. It just wasn't going to happen. So I implore you to go do that. It is extremely hard. But you will get so much more out of it. It is a shit show. It is a mess. It is scary. It is sometimes hereditary. It is drooling and dirty and all of that. It's all of that. But they still deserve it, especially if they give birth to you. The diagnosis is fact. The truth is by his stripes we're healed. Speak life of your husband. Oh, again, I'm a realist. I'm very much a Catholic. I'm very much a believer, but I'm also a realist. There is no healing in this. There just isn't. And I appreciate the miracles that 12 people get a year. I get it. But there is no healing in this. The only healing is, how shall I say it? The only healing is knowing he's going to be okay no matter what and not being afraid. That for me is the healing that is needed. That's it. He said he's not afraid because what does he have to worry about? He has me. But there is no miracle in this. There is no medication in this. There is nothing. There is nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. Summer every day. Let me tell you what I'm going to do with you. I'm going to block you and tell you to go screw yourself. Thank you, Diane. I don't know if it's needed or not. I mean, I really don't know. But I I think it'll make me feel good. It is. It's so cruel. I mean, I'm not saying it's cruel, Chris. I'm saying what I've witnessed is cruel, and we've all been touched by it. Like, I don't really have cancer in my family. I don't really have, like, my aunt is like, she just turned 80. She remembers everything. My Aunt Peggy, who died last year, remembered everything. Like, some people just remember everything. I don't really have it in my family, my biological family. But it is, apparently, doesn't matter. Outdoor Boys has over 15 million subscribers, 12 million acquired in the last 18 months. I am a slacker. Oh my God. In an explosion of popularity and attention, which Luke, so I'm 18 months into this. I am a slacker. I apologize to my subscribers. I am not more dynamic, adventuresome, outdoorsy. I bet it is overwhelming. It's hilarious, though. 18 months, 15 million natural subscribers. And there's other YouTubers that follow the Adelsons who think they're the shit. They're not. They're not the shit. It's so funny. Hi, Eric. I didn't get to say hi to you. Hey, Sheepfly. Thank you. You are. I appreciate it. You are amazing. Thank you for your candor. I mean, I'm sure I offend somebody. Someone's going to unsubscribe because I said there is no miracle. There are miracles, but sometimes the miracle isn't physical healing, right? It's your soul being healed. That's what counts, not your body. So, oh, that came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. That was good. That was good. But it's true. It's not, his brain isn't automatically going to unatrophy. The miracle will come if he has a good time, enjoys the next few years of his life, remembers me. That's a miracle, but it's not going to unatrophy. Dementia is like DNA. No two peoples are the same. Leslie works with seniors. Yep. She does. My sweet brother kept such great care of my daddy while he had Alzheimer's. I mean, that's what you got to have. There's always one. You pray that there's always one. I had my next door neighbors. I'm saying names because they are just the most lovely people. Anyway, his name was Robbie Mixon. He goes by Rob now because he's 59. He's not, but I call him Robbie, and I'll always call him Robbie. Anyway, next door neighbors, I love them so much. She was my second mom for sure. You know how you get lucky that way. And just a great lady. Katerina Mixon was her name. Her husband was Jim, and he got Pick's disease. And he was an engineer before engineers required, where's my daughter? Hold on one second. I want to just show you my bag. Don't. I'm on YouTube. Why not? Because I'm on YouTube. Okay. I'll call you back. All right, bye. He had Pick's disease. And Pick's disease is the opposite. You remember everything, but you become entombed in your body. And he wrote patents. He was an engineer before a degree was required. And it was for AMP. And AMP was a big employer in our area of Harrisburg, PA. And I'm sure it's sold to someone by now, but it was all military contracts. So whatever he developed and engineered belonged to the government, in essence. And he had Pick's disease. And he was taken care of by Robbie. So was Katie, just absolutely beautifully. It was amazing to watch. He gave up everything, his job, everything to take care of those parents, and lived at home. with his parents, with his wife and his son. It was absolutely amazing to watch. And Mr. Nixon could read schematics almost until he died, but he couldn't speak, could barely chew. Robbie had to carry him around the house. It was amazing, though. It was complete love for your family. So rare and so beautiful. And I'm so glad, Rebecca, that your brother gave that to your dad, because it's amazing when it happens. It's so sad, Patty. I had a client with dementia one time, and I would tell her the same thing over and over while I cut her hair. Yeah, I mean, you just can't avoid it. It's just heartbreaking. My sister-in-law's mother has dementia. She was diagnosed at 67. She's in hospice as of yesterday. Prayers for everyone suffering from illness, no matter what it is. Yeah, because we all have something. Some people are just mean. Some YouTubers, I mean, they're just vile humans that we know. So it's not, they may live to 110, but you're vile. So who wants that? Hi, Francis with an E. I'm so sorry. This is your path, right? I'm so sorry too. Hi, Dana. Thank you. I am so sorry too. I'm worn out with so much murder and just not caring about one another. I know. It's hard for me right now. So, I mean, Adelson is really my thing because I live in Tallahassee, but I am with you. I have not the energy. And I really am so grateful that I don't have 18 million followers. Like, I'm so grateful. I can't even imagine that. It'd be overwhelming. It would be overwhelming. My little bit of notoriety I have in this town is plenty. It's plenty. It's odd. Oh, can I tell you a story? Oh my God, I got a bug bite. It's driving me insane. So yesterday, Chris and I were walking around Home Goods. I wanted to get fresh bedding for the spring, summer. So we're walking around Home Goods. And if you know the area, Tallahassee, my business partner, Scott, my best friend, other than Chris, is known to be at Home Goods, like known. People follow him around. All I could think of is they're trying to get a deal, maybe. I don't know why they follow him around, see what he picks out. Anyway, they follow him around, they'll approach him, that kind of thing. And he does a beautiful house. Like, he makes a beautiful bed. And this lady is literally following me around. She could be a YouTube subscriber. I don't know. But every aisle I went in, she was, I'm not kidding you, this far from me, following me around with a cart. If I picked up a bag, she came up and picked up the bag. And she didn't address me. She didn't say hi to me. She just really followed closely. So you may be watching right now, but that was really annoying. Say hi. Say hi. Or just ask me a question if you want. Introduce yourself if you want. But to constantly follow me around, and it was so obvious that Chris understood it. Like, my husband was like, "What? This?" I would turn, and there she was with her cart. What are you doing? So, I mean, it's nothing I'm used to yet here. I know it happens, and I went to a bar, Corner Pockets, what it's called. I was sitting at the bar by myself. I had a home inspection. And I went in, it was Friday, and Chris wasn't, he was driving at the time. It was just a few weeks ago. And he was coming to meet me. And so I'm sitting at the bar by myself, and this couple asked me a question. I forgot what it is. And I said, well, I don't know. And she goes, I have to tell you, I recognize you. And I thought, let me clamp my mouth shut because everything's on camera. But she followed me because of this social media group. But that lady, I just thought that was odd. Say hi. Don't just follow someone. It didn't matter what aisle I went to. I tested it. Like, we went over in the pet aisle of Home Goods. We went everywhere. What are you doing? Say hi. It's okay. I'll say hi back. I promise. Very strange. So I can't imagine 18 million people while you're trying to raise your kids. What are you talking about? If you were me reading the comments on the other side, says, that sounds like murder to me, says Patricia Burns. Autoerotic asphyxiation usually only causes death because the person is alone. Hi, Michelle. We have met. Michelle came to the radio station one day, which was really nice. I'm going to take a picture of that because I'm going to use it. Life is a sexually transmitted disease without cure and fatal. That's funny. Marianne, when my grandmother got sick with dementia, they gave her a bunch of drugs that made her worse. Yeah, I'm not into it. My uncle flushed them down the toilet and told the nurse goodbye. I'm interested in what Allison has to say. Junebug, what are you talking about? No. Home Goods. It's a store. That's so funny. I love Home Goods too, but I was like, my aunt had dementia when she was in her 60s. It was hard because we were so close. I know. Isn't it the oddest thing? It's so odd to me. But what I needed to do was so clear. And if you know me in real life, I really struggle with decision making. Monetizing Living Tallahassee took me 7 years. Leaving Keller Williams took me years. Buying a truck, I researched the hell out of it. Everything is, the decisions are ad nauseum in my brain. Did I, should I, would I, will I? Awful. Absolutely awful. Not with dealing with this, though. It was instantaneous clarity. And I thank the Holy Spirit so much for that, because 98% of my life has no clarity. What should I wear? You should see my room today, because I wasn't sure what I was going to wear to church. What is that? I was like, this, no, orange isn't your best color. And then my dryer broke, so I'm waiting on another dryer, so I couldn't like throw something in with a wet towel. It's a horrible life being a driven person and analytical person. I don't know. And I'm still going back to this auto asphyxia. I just found out about it today. An 8-year-old boy was having sex with you, and they had it on Law and Crime earlier too. I got back to the source of Junebug. I got it back to the source. What happens with prisoners with dementia? You know, we'll have to ask James. My son works in corrections, and we'll have to ask him, because they do have medical wings. They do have medical wings, but they get very violent. It is no joke. Dementia is no joke. And if you're in a nursing home, that's why I said my favorite job in the world was working at the jail when I worked as a nurse, because they can't hit you. Nursing home, you get beat up on the regular, like punched in the face, kicked in the face. I've had my hair pulled, all of it, clothing ripped. You're lay down, drag out, fight, because you can't restrain anyone and you can't medicate them to restrain them. So you can't have a medical restraint, meaning drug, and you can't have, like, rarely could you give Haldol. Rarely. This person is unsafe. They're hurting the staff, but you can't drug them because of laws. And you can't restrain them, hand restraint, because it's cruel. You know what's cruel? Being kicked in the face by a grown man. That's cruel. They'll rip out their IVs. They rip out. There's no. And the nursing staff is completely abused and paid $22 an hour. Yay. My uncle died suddenly. My daughter was in her first year of high school. My sister and I were suddenly her guardians. Wow. Vitamin H in the old days, Haldol, that's right. That's what it was. I mean, it's still Haldol. That's what it's called. Oh, well, thank you, Michelle. You are. It's very hard. And I'm just at the beginning. But now I'm wondering, like, what else? What else was there that I missed? So hopefully my kids who have better memories than I do, I just don't think about things like that. I just put things out of my head and move forward. So hopefully they'll be able to write some instances down where Chris was a little odd. So I give the neurologist. I don't know. But my situation with the lady I was talking about earlier with the redhead, her dementia, I mean, that was like, it was 2002, 2003. So weren't as many cell towers then. We don't even have that many here in town. And I don't have any near my house. Chit chat, please do. Please just don't follow me around with a cart. It would be one thing if she didn't have the cart. But if you've ever been to a Home Goods, especially here in Tallahassee, Florida, in a bedding aisle, they're like this wide because the bedding is pushed out. They stack so much crap in. And you got a cart. I'm not that exciting. I really am not. Put the cart aside. Come on up. Say hi. Home Goods are tight. I was like, Chris, let's go. You're going to check that out after Patty's over. I know. Susan B., you have no idea. Hochstetler. That sounds like a nice Pennsylvania Dutch name. Oh, he was Amish. I was right. Pomeroy, Ohio. Here he is. This is the weird thing that they're talking about while I'm talking about other things. It's so funny to me. Where did we digress to? I was right, though. Hochstetler. Very Pennsylvania Dutch. Charged with killing Rosanna Kinsinger on March 12th. Investigators said she was found at her home under suspicious circumstances, including a goat. A goat. He's a freak. It wasn't an accident. While prosecutors had intended to call law enforcement to testify at his preliminary hearing, Hochstetler waived his right to the hearing at the last minute. Judge Michael Barr arranged for an interpreter to be available via telephone for the hearing. He wasn't felt comfortable moving forward in English. He wanted the proceedings to be translated into Pennsylvania Dutch. I know my Amish names. I think I could proceed, but it might be easier in Pennsylvania Dutch if it isn't too much trouble. The interpreter stayed on the phone. I wonder if I could be an interpreter for Pennsylvania Dutch. But Hochstetler could confirm in English that he had signed the waiver of the hearing. In a criminal complaint reviewed by Court TV, investigators said Hochstetler admitted to detectives he'd been having sex with the victim, put a blanket over her head during, and when he finished, he rolled her over and realized she wasn't alive. You have a goat in the room.
Potential.
I lost my. That hasn't happened in a while. That is really weird. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. Can you hear me? You just hear clicking. Okay, good. That was odd. That hasn't happened in a long time. I might find a new gig as a Pennsylvania Dutch interpreter. You gotta watch the mandatory commercials. I lost all my shared Donna stuff, but I'll get it done. Make it want you to add. I am back. Oh, good. Sounds like a mouse eating a wire. It's a very specific sound, Max. Here we go.
State of Ohio versus Samuel Hostetler, CRA 25-145. Counsel in the courtroom, if you would please identify yourself for the record.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. James Stanley, next to prosecutor here in the state of Ohio.
All right, please report correctly on 116 Mulberry Avenue, Ohio, referring Mr. Samuel Hostetler.
Thank you very much. Gentlemen, we're here today on the matter with Mr. Hostetler on about May 6, 2025, filed in the Meigs County Court on about May 6, 2025. This complaint alleged on or about 12 March 2025 in Meigs County. Mr. Hostetler did violate Ohio Code Section 2903.2, murder, an unclassified felony. Mr. Hostetler was previously arraigned in this court. A bond of $1 million cash was set to secure his appearance here today. Mr. Cleveland was appointed counsel. And the purpose of our hearing here today, of course, is a preliminary hearing regarding this allegation. Trent, here in front of me, I have what appears to be a waiver signed by Mr. Hostetler. Is that your client's intention?
That's correct.
All right. Mr. Hostetler, I have here an open court. So you're sitting here, and I have my phone. a Thomas Beachy, correct, Mr. Beachy?
That is correct.
Okay. I was advised potentially that in addition to English, you spoke Pennsylvania Dutch. Okay, so I made arrangements to have an interpreter join us here today for this hearing. Do you feel that you can proceed here today in English, or do you wish Mr. Beachy to be here to interpret for you in Pennsylvania Dutch? Okay. Do you wish him to remain here on the line with us? Okay, well, we got him here, so we'll use him, okay? All right. So, Mr. Beachy, what I'm gonna suggest is if you would simply listen to what I say, and if Mr. Hostetler has any trouble understanding, perhaps you could explain that to him in Pennsylvania Dutch. Would that be okay?
That would be perfectly satisfactory. The interpreter will wait until he is prompted for help.
Thank you very much. James, is that right with the state?
Yes.
Trent, all right? Very well. Okay, so Mr. Hostetler, you understand what you're charged with, correct? Okay, you met with your attorney before coming here to the court, correct? Yeah, okay, all right. You understand you have a right to a preliminary hearing this afternoon, and further, you understand that I have in front of me what appears to be a waiver of that right here this afternoon, correct? All right, I'm gonna ask you here in open court, sir, is that your signature on the waiver? Okay, well, I want you to look at it and just confirm that you did sign that document. Okay, thank you, Trent. Thank you, sir. All right, so Mr. Hostetler, based upon the fact that you've had a chance to talk to counsel here this afternoon, I'm gonna make a finding that with full knowledge of your rights and voluntarily here today, you are waiving your right to this preliminary hearing. Do you understand that? All right. Furthermore, your case is gonna be bound over here to the common pleas court for further consideration by its grand jury. Do you understand that?
Sure.
Okay. So what's gonna happen is your case is gonna be bound over to this court, to the common pleas court, where your case can go to grand jury to be considered for indictment, or it can proceed directly in front of Judge Warner. Do you understand that? Okay. James, do you desire any further inquiry regarding Mr. Hostetler?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. Frank, do you desire any further inquiry in your client?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you, sir.
All right. The bond is previously set, $1 million shall continue. Anything else, James, on behalf of the state of Alaska?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor, thank you.
Trent, anything more on behalf of your client?
Nothing further.
Mr. Hostetler, we're all done here this afternoon. Thank you for being here. Mr. Beachy,
Yes.
with that, we will be all done. You have my contact information. Please send me an invoice for your services, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. The interpreter will do that.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm gonna hang up.
Thank you. Bye.
Courtney, close the record. Thank you all.
He's only 18. That's why he doesn't have the obligatory Amish beard. She was 28. 18 and 28. And there was a goat. Just going to go back to the goat. She was 28 years old. He was 18. Rosanna Kinsinger, 28 of Pomeroy. I bet she looked 50. Kinsinger's death was ruled suspicious, although autopsy was inconclusive. Detectives followed up numerous leads and rumors, and therefore investigative efforts, detectives were able to identify Samuel Hochstetler as a person of interest. Hochstetler was arrested and charged with a murder. Gallia County Jail. This case was such a tragedy to those who knew her. She was a beloved individual in her community. There was a goat. That's all I got. A goat. Oh, here we go. I was looking at dresses, by the way. Those are my cookies. There was a goat, Debbie Gibby. I was looking for a print dress. Yes, unmarried Amish do not have beards. Married ones do. Bless it. Aw, thanks, Orly. Good to see your name here. A goat. Hey. I know. I gotta look at Dye Road in Rutland. They lived on Dye Road in Rutland, Ohio. Not a big road. Oh, you can't take the whole Google path. This is Dye Road, and you can't do Google Street View down the road. Ohio is flat. So flat. Where would the house be? There's a house. There's a couple of houses. Wait, I wonder if she was married. What do you think? Do you think she was married? She was 28. Isn't that a spinster at that point? Don't come at me. Trying to find her. Was she Amish? Yes. She was Amish. Her dad was Moses Kinsinger. She's Amish. She's Amish or Mennonite, so she was probably Amish. Yeah, there is no other Moses. There is no Moses Kinsinger listed. Nope. Nope. Nothing owned by them that is in public record. Isn't that fascinating? Fascinating, the Amish are. That'll be a big trial if it gets to that point, because there's a house on that. 1,600 square feet. There are 12 people who live on Dye Road that are registered to vote, and none of them are named Kinsinger. So, Lambert, Maddox, Harmon, Olinger. Imagine going home and seeing a goat. Not funny, Patty. I know they're not like that. Oh, stop. Look at this one. A man with ties to the Amish community, hence he's Amish, has been arrested and charged in the death of a Meigs County woman found inside her home earlier this year. Samuel Hochstetler, originally from Kentucky, was charged on May 5 with the murder of 28-year-old Rosanna. Oh, Rosanna. That's where I'm messing up. I'll have to look. A resident of Pomeroy. Kinsinger's body was discovered on March 13th inside her home on Dye Road alongside her pet goat. Jokes just write themselves. Rosanna. Since then, detectives have worked extensively on the case, serving search warrants, conducting interviews, and processing physical evidence. According to community member Mose Troyer, Hochstetler had been living with him for several months and had recently joined the local Amish community. Troyer said he was one of them who found Kinsinger's body. He added that he was shocked to learn the man staying in the home was later accused. I bet. Officials have not clarified the relationship between Hochstetler and the victim, although they did confirm they lived across the street from Kinsinger. Rosanna was well loved. I don't have a lot to say. Rosanna? All I could think of was Rosanna, the song. What's horrible, I know. Or Rosanna, Dana. I mean, some Amish vote. Nope, she ain't here. And we're not going to get a picture of her. Nope. No pictures of her, just that. He's held on $1 million. And the autopsy was inconclusive. Hope they have more evidence than that, than the goat. Eric, their relationship, murderer and victim. Well, did he rape her? I'm sure that's what they're. It happened in March. The murder happened in March, it said, March 13th. And his roommate found her. Lambert. I'm looking up who lives on the street. Oh, here it is. Mose. Okay, so Mose Troyer, where he was living. This is where he lives. It's a 720 square foot. This is really the only thing I'm good for in life, I swear to God. Mose, the gentleman who found her, lives in a 720 square foot home. 3,500 just because nothing sells. Doesn't mean it's worth 3,500. 1971 manufactured home. There's literally nothing. What's 1, 2, 2? 0, 0. It's metal. That's where Mose lives. Same picture. Dude, I can find people. I can find people. It's only a 3/4 acre lot, so there must be something attached to it. Nearby house sold for $400,000. It's Anna Troyer, Moses Troyer, Enos Troyer, Elizabeth Yoder. My first ex-husband went to a Mennonite church and a Mennonite school, Brethren in Christ. I'm making fun of his hair. I just blew mine dry. That's why I got a haircut. West Virginia girl, that's why I got a haircut. At least the goat had a beard. I used to have Amish patients when I was in Ohio. Yep, nope. Deodorant is not a thing. You hate it that your $3.4 million house that you wanted to buy is pending. I hate it for you too, Fairy Glam. It reminded you of your poor mother. That's mean. We had an Amish community 30 minutes from my hometown. She's from Ohio too, right? Aren't you from Ohio? Anytime we were in the area, we'd always see them in their horse and buggies. Well, I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and we don't see Amish in Harrisburg, PA. We see them around Harrisburg, PA. So York County, Lancaster County, Adams County. Adams County is like Apple capital of the world. Like it's all Apple. That's where Gettysburg is. Lancaster, Lebanon County has them. Not Dauphin, not really. Cumberland County did, which is what we call the West Shore, out in the borough, like further out. Like when I would drive home, I would see tons of Amish. You got to be so careful. You got to be super careful. The Amish near us have 9 kids. Wife is 35. Kids bathe every Saturday night, whether they need it or not. To be clean for church. Do you guys ever watch this girl? Let me get her. Name's Lavina, Lovina. Lavina Hirschberger, and she left the Amish, which is probably smart after our man with the goat. She goes by Zook now. She's absolutely adorable, and she moved to Fort Worth. She was from Iowa. This is her, and she's literally just a girl, but she sells her online cookbook. And when you watch her, I'm going to play it for you. It's amazing to watch because she doesn't blink.
Substitute most of the hot peppers with these mini sweet peppers that look like hot peppers. If you want something crazy hot, just use all hot peppers. We want to cut the tops off and seed those things. And I'm only using 2 peppers. I'm not sure what these are called, but I know they're a little hot. To take the seeds out, I just cut them in half and then take them out like this. Now once you have the seeds all taken out, we need to chop those up. After they're all chopped up, you put them in a pot because we need to cook this stuff. Now we're going to add sugar to that. And yes, it takes quite a bit of sugar because we're also adding mustard and vinegar. You need prepared mustard. We're going to put that in there as well, and we're going to put some vinegar into it. And just a side note, if you do not put on rubber gloves to cut out those hot peppers, Watch yourself when you lick your hands or wipe your face because it will burn. Now we're just gonna stir that stuff together and then put it on the heat and we let it come to a boil, and we need to stir that while it's coming to a boil so it doesn't burn into the bottom. Now we also need a paste to thicken that, and we used to make a lot of this stuff, so we'd always have like a big bowl full of paste. You just need some flour. And we're just gonna slowly whisk in our water. You wanna make sure this is smooth. So once this stuff comes to a nice boil, you wanna let it boil for a little bit so it can get to know each other. And then we're gonna whisk our paste in there. And
She doesn't blink. She's cutting and chopping and doing all, look at this.
but it makes sense if you think about it, because they don't have freezers or fridges. They do have ice houses, but they're not that big. So during the summer, they had to can all their fruits and vegetables. During the winter, they had to can all their meat, which meant in the summer, while the basement was emptying out of meat, it was filling up with vegetables and fruits and stuff. In the winter, when it was emptying out with fruits and vegetables, it was filling up with fresh meats. It's a very nice cycle. And we never bought our sides for our meals, and we always had sides every single day. We cooked 3 times a day. We had to have plenty of sides. And one common one that we had was sauerkraut, and it's really simple to make. Today I have this head of cabbage here that needs to be used. We used to can like, I don't know, maybe a dozen heads a day, but I just have one head here, so I'm gonna can it. You wanna make sure you cut it in half first, and I always like to quarter it so I can cut the stump out better, or maybe it's called a stem, I don't know. Also make sure you peel off the outer layer of leaves. And in my opinion, this cabbage.
She's amazing. She has good knives. You should see her talk about her knives. She's amazing. She doesn't look down. I wonder sometimes if she has a mirror in front of her. Like if she had a mirror, then it kind of makes sense, but she still doesn't blink. That's what I thought. That's what I think, Orly, that she's looking at a mirror. Absolutely fascinating woman. KR paying for AJ's company. It's so skeevy. And she is in trouble. Amish food is super high calorie. Everything in Pennsylvania is super high calorie. She's not blind. She's not blind. She doesn't watch herself pouring ingredients. She doesn't at all. It's so odd. And one day I was watching her. She goes, I blinked. I don't know, but she doesn't look. My grandmother was like that. She was blind. She had macular degeneration of her eyesight. She's blind, and she's sitting there with a paring knife peeling potatoes. No cars and no electricity. Nope. No power poles, no cell phones, no nothing. Mary Lou Retton had that GoFundMe for her medical bills. We have Amish in Georgia. They make the best cinnamon rolls, brownie, and they wear dresses and have horses. I heard there's an Amish store in Thomasville, but I haven't been yet. Maybe we'll do that this coming weekend because I have nothing to do. Gossip, rumor, and innuendo had a former Amish person on this show. Their hygiene leaves a lot to be desired. Well, they only have cold water. Well, maybe hot water when they boil it. Has there been about a chat about Donna and Harvey? Not yet. That's what I was going to talk about today. I lost all my documents I had saved. I'll get it up. It's a shame when Leon County online server knows exactly what I'm looking for. So you may have seen this. If you have, just ignore it. This is the motion to get rid of Judge Everett, which of course didn't work. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. My issue with, well, I have a lot of issues with her, but I have big issues because Jackie Fulford knows better. That's my issue. Like, you know better. You know you're not getting out of this. You know it. And yet here you are. So it was the defendant's motion to disqualify Judge Everett filed under seal, and portions of it are redacted. Mrs. Adelson is charged with first-degree murder. Oh, look at this. Blocks. The affidavit presented to Judge Everett in support of the application includes allegation with no factual basis. Want to bet? The warrant was signed by wet signature and not electronically, indicating the state attorney presented the application to Judge Everett in person. So, Jackie, you had a little cutout of David Harvey in your office and told people if they didn't vote for him, they were going to be fired. Jackie, unfortunately, this was not an isolated occurrence of ex parte communication. It's not ex parte. You couldn't be there. It's a secret. It's an investigation. It's an extra investigation, not the current investigation, but it's a new investigation because your clients are wacko. Like, they're just beyond whack. Who I mean, I would hate an insanity plea at this point, obviously, but this is insane to use your attorney's technical, like, phone, watch, whatever you want to call it, iPad. Harvey needs to be arrested. On January 9th, the chief investigator for the state attorney office again appeared before Judge Everett ex parte, this time presenting an application for warrant authorizing the installation and use of both a pen register with enhanced caller ID and trap and trace device, as well as an affidavit. Pen register. In case you don't know, because I don't. The Federal Criminal Pen Register Statute was enacted in 1986. Congress amended FISA to authorize the government to use pen registers. Pen registers record telephone numbers, email addresses, and other dialing, routing, addressing, or signaling information that is transmitted by instruments or facilities such as telephones or computers that carry wire or electronic communications. Trap and trace devices record similar information that is received by such instrument or facilities. The information that is recorded is commonly referred to as metadata and does not include the content of the communication, which pen registers and trap and trace devices are statutorily prohibited from recording. So they're just giving who and the from, what time, what equipment. That's all they're doing, which I didn't know until this minute. As well as the affidavit. Based on the application in the affidavit, Everett signed the warrant authorizing the installation and use of both a pen register with enhanced caller ID and trap and trace for Harvey's cell phone. This warrant was also signed with a wet signature by Judge Everett. In this ex parte meeting, neither the undersigned counsel nor Adelson were present because it was a secret. In the affidavit, the state alleged the jailhouse informant, who we don't know who it is, alleged Ms. Adelson was offering to pay for witness testimony. This is the first time I've read it. The affidavit continues as follows. The phone records for Harvey were reviewed along with jail phone calls, dates and times for attorney visits. There are overlapping communication records between Harvey, the defense attorney's cell phone, and attorney visits. It's also learned that Harvey changed carriers from AT&T to Verizon since the issuance of the previous order. As with the December 24 affidavit, the undersigned counsel also already determined factual assertions made in the January 9 affidavit to be false. They're saying that their phone wasn't used. Subsequently, whether the state thought better of it or Everett realized it to be improper, the state went to a different judge seeking a Title III wiretap of Harvey Adelson's cell phone. The application and probable cause affidavit submitted in furtherance of the Title III wiretap contain allegations which the undersigned counsel have determined to be false. Does it matter if the counsel determines it to be false? On April 7, 2025, the state disclosed and the undersigned took possession of a flash drive containing December 19, 2024 warrant, January 9, 25 application affidavit, and January 10, 2025 warrant, which we were in the room. I was in the room when that flash drive was handed off, as well as control calls made by the jailhouse informant to Harvey and counsel for Adelson. Control calls made by the jailhouse informant. Who was it? Who would that be? Why would that person call the counsel? It was at that time the defense became aware of the January 9 ex parte communication. Some additional materials were also contained in the flash drive, recorded interviews with jailhouse informants, copies of the notes taken by the jailhouse informants, and some additional documents. December 19, 2024 application affidavit were provided to the undersigned. According to the memorandum of this investigation authored by the state attorney chief investigator, which I guess is Newland, the wiretap was terminated on February 24, 2025. Significantly, the memorandum documents that neither Harvey Adelson nor the undersigned counsel engaged in any behavior with a potential witness which justified the overreach. On April 8th, April 9th, and April 10th, counsel for Adelson, Mrs., discussed with their facts addressed above, namely that Everett had ex parte communications with the state. As a result, Adelson had a well-founded fear she would not receive a fair trial. They lost. They lost the appeal. It also apparent from the materials already provided from the sworn testimony, the state attorney chief investigator during his deposition on April 8th, that the state and possibly the court failed to understand the significance of section 90.5021. You lost. Jackie, Joshua, they lost. The facts alleged would place a reasonably prudent person in fear of not receiving a fair and impartial trial. 3-judge panels said you were wrong. The facts alleged in the motion need only show a well-grounded fear that the movant will not receive a fair trial. In determining whether the allegations are sufficient, facts alleged must be taken as true and must be viewed from the movement's perspective. The inquiry focuses on whether the defendant may reasonably question a judge's impartiality rather than whether the judge receives she is able to act fairly and impartially. Disqualification is ordinarily required in any situation they lost. I love saying they lost because they lost. Additionally, adverse or unfavorable favorable legal rulings without more are not legally sufficient. They lost. They keep losing. They lost and they lost. As irrelevant to the circumstances, additional observation must be made to the judicial code of conduct. They lost. The argument, the other 13 circuit judges and 10 county judges in the circuit, other than Everett, to whom the state could have presented the applications, instead the state chose to present them to the circuit judge who knows the case, and they lost. As a result, Everett's impartiality is not beyond question. They lost. At least there wasn't a goat in the room. Josh Zelwyn. So that's whose phone it was. It was Joshua, which makes sense because Jackie Fulford, although she had a statue dedicated to the former sheriff David Harvey in her office, who was running for sheriff again, who is actually a friend of mine, it has nothing on that. And they lost. I think they lost bad. When all three judges were like, you're wrong. But good try. That's how they were. Good try. Yeah, that's the same thing. Here's the state's response to that. So funny to me. People are nuts. Sealed, but judge required it to be redacted and put in the docket because of the rule. There's so much redacted in this case. Comes down the state of Florida, files this response to the defendant's expedited motion to continue the trial. State objects to the requested continuance. This matter and states as follows. On October 31, the state, as pointed out in defendant's motion, the materials related to the investigation involving blank attempts to tamper with and bribe witnesses. I think we can fill in the blank. It's Harvey Adelson. Harvey were not provided at the time the investigation was active at that time. November 8th, an external hard drive was provided to defense counsel that contained all unsealed discovery in the possession of the state that was not present in the state's internal file management system. The drive contained approximately 701 gigabytes of data. This discovery did not include the materials related to the active investigation into Harvey Adelson. Come on. What kind of fool is this guy? He was in the courtroom. They should have arrested him right then and there. April 7th, 2025, the state disclosed all materials in reference to the investigation into Harvey Adelson attempts to tamper with and bribe witnesses, with the exception of T3, Title III, wire calls, the FBI recorded calls, and raw phone records, which were housed at and in the process of being downloaded at the police department. During the April 8th deposition of Newland, the investigator, the defense requested access to the emails that were redacted by the state's taint team, which they're the ones that make sure that if there's any, like we know, privileged conversations, that's removed and the state never sees it. Due to joint concerns from the state and the defense about the defense viewing email communications involving previous disqualified defense attorneys, the parties sought guidance from the court. A conference call was conducted with the court that evening, and the court authorized the release of these emails to the defense. Judge Efford. The defense provided an external hard drive the next day, and the emails were placed on a hard drive and returned to the defense April 10th. No member of the team prosecution has viewed these emails, and it goes without saying they play no part in the state's presentation of evidence. And it's so hard to believe that April 9th was just a couple weeks ago, because we were there. On April 10th, 2025, the state provided by email the supporting documents for the investigation into Harvey Adelson attempts to tamper with and bribe witnesses. These supporting documents include October 2, 2024 application, an order for Donna's phone records, a Comcast subpoena for Harvey Adelson's phone records, an application, an order for Adelson's phone records, and an AT&T subpoena for phone number ending in 5382. Also on April 10, Newland provided a thumb drive containing FBI recordings associated with the investigation. Attempts to tamper with and bribe witnesses. Should be noted that there were wire calls made in association with this investigation, as well as FBI, which were made by the confidential informant on an FBI provided device. Ringy dingy. The Title III wire calls were not provided on this date as they were still being uploaded. April 11th were some items that the state believes to have been previously disclosed on the drive provided to defense on November 8th, but which were specific items the defense indicated they were looking for and could not locate the materials provided. These items include the application in order for Charlie's phone records and search warrants for Adelson and Adelson Gmail accounts. Charlie and Donna, mother and son. Daddy is, do I have to rethink this whole case? Harvey, did you give Wendi the idea? Did Wendi give you the idea? April 15, 2025, Newland provided the defense with a thumb drive containing the raw phone records associated with the investigation into attempts to tamper with and bribe witnesses. Also on April 15th, a month ago, Newland provided the defense with an email containing documents from the jail regarding a schedule of attorney-client visits with Donna. These documents were provided to the state by Leon County sheriffs and were reasonably relied upon during the investigation into attempts to tamper with and bribe witnesses. On April 16th, Newland provided a thumb drive to the defense containing the Title III wire calls related to the investigation, attempts to tamper with and bribe witnesses. Later the day, that state received an email from the defense indicating there were several items that we were still looking for and could not access. See attached email. On April 21, the defense sent an email to the state attorney advising they were not able to access the materials on the thumb drive provided by April 16th because the links on the call report do not work and the text message content does not open. Shared a OneDrive link for the AT&T, and now Harvey's gone to Verizon. On April 23rd, Newland and Kappelman went through the defense April 16th email and sent the following. An email requested with December 23rd application affidavit. The requested application affidavit for Harvey's phone, which we saw that very long time ago. OneDrive folder labeled AT&T, which contained the records responsive to December 2024 warrant for Adelson's phone going back to November 2023 when Donna was arrested in the jetway on her way to Vietnam. An email with a request of returns for October 24 Donna application warrant affidavit containing her phone records from January 5th to April 1, 2014. That was a year before. That was the months before Dan was killed in his garage. Regarding the requested returns for the October 24th Charlie application warrant, those records came back indicating the phone number had been reassigned because that'll help. Harvey. So naive and stupid, but I'm loving it. The records are entirely irrelevant to the case. Nevertheless, the state provided those to the defense. In response, the defense indication they were not able to access the thumb drive containing the Title III wire calls, downloaded a second copy and shared them. They were able to successfully open them that same day, Fulford, Jackie, but the defense indicated they were still not able to access materials on the OneDrive. Please hire a 12-year-old, please. As such, the SAO IT department was consulted and a conference call was conducted in which the state walked them through how to open and play the calls. So we have a continuance because Tweedledee and Tweedledud don't know how to open a OneDrive. Once that was done, it was discovered the original media provided defense does work, although it is admittedly a complicated, inefficient process. With this IT assistance, defense is now able to access the calls. Conclusion, the state has been diligent in providing discovery materials with the exception of those related to ongoing investigations that were redacted. Please, dear Lord. So it's rich, man. And we're entertaining this. We are paying for this. We are paying for this. They lost. They may not all see justice, Junebug, but how many trials do we have to watch Lori Daybell be immediately convicted? Gretchen says, Patty, remember I said I thought it was Harvey? Yeah, you did. She always did. She did. Because that dude is trash. Hope they lock him up tomorrow. He was in the courtroom. She thought she was bonding out. And these fools are planning bribes. It's crazy, allegedly. Gina, you're right. But how many people don't get justice because Lori Daybell's attorneys are trying to get their claim to fame? And that's what I think it is. I don't think it has anything to do with her victims at this point. I don't. We sought justice because we're running for something. I don't believe it has that to do with it. There are so many victims out there who don't get justice. This woman is sucking tax dollars dry. You're sick of it too. It's really getting ridiculous. You're here for the entertainment. Lori is so far removed from her actions. That's what I mean. It's ridiculous. She knows exactly what she did. She's evil. And no matter what anybody does, you can't legislate evil. But I mean, Harvey and Donna forever. So no, now I'm rethinking my whole life. My whole life, I thought Wendi was the instigator. My whole life, my whole last 11 years, Wendi was the instigator. I knew Harvey had to know. Like he had to know. He had to know because it was his money. Even Charlie's money is Harvey's money. Right? It was never not Harvey's money because they all worked together and Harvey owned everything until Charlie bought it and then Harvey bought it back because he didn't like how Charlie was running it into the ground. So Harvey owned everything. It was always Harvey's money. Harvey knew exactly who was getting that car. He knew exactly how much that money was for. She tried to say, don't tell your father. She couldn't keep her mouth shut. Of course she told him. Carm on Surviving. Carm is Joel's mother. On Surviving the Survivor has always said Harvey was involved bigly. I wonder what Harvey and Donna's wedding was like. What words of inspiration? You're going to make my eyes water and not for the same reason as before. That's funny, Mr. C. That is funny. The Adelsons had a family meeting poolside. Decisions were made together. And here I am thinking that permit so long ago that I found. I know Fancy Fiction thinks she found it, but she didn't. And that permit to that house on Trust God. So long ago now. Harvey knew everything. Harvey drove. Remember, Harvey wouldn't allow Donna or Wendi to drive. Harvey knew everything. Harvey knew everything. This is so funny. It's so funny. I believe Colby would have been a victim if he were younger and there was money to be gained. I agree with you about Lori Vallow. I get they all want their pound of flesh, but if I were an Arizona taxpayer, I would be livid too. I mean, how many cases? She's never getting out. She's representing herself. It's an easy slam dunk, and they just want a notch on their. That's all. All ideas have consequences. Bad ideas have victims. Ooh, Tater Bug with the philosophy. Adelson's definition of the golden rule, says Orly, is those who have gold rules. And now I'm questioning, my head is blowing. Because now I'm questioning that guy. You're going to all remember his name, which I don't really care about it anyway. So with the Willie Miggs and that guy who was it Weinstein? Michael Weinstein, who was Charlie's original attorney that probably Harvey paid for. Sorry, dude. The poor rabbi, says Eric. Think of all those people now. I have to rethink this whole strategy from this family. Here I am thinking Wendi was the instigator. But Harvey is just as evil. You know, he's sitting there. He's looking like I don't know if I can do it. Like, there's my profile. Like he was so solid. And well, you know, his wife's sitting there and she can't say hello to him without the bailiff screaming at him. And you almost kind of felt sorry for him. You know, his suit's like 8 sizes too big. And he's sitting there with an inexpensive attorney. I mean, if she's expensive, there is no way she was expensive. She's either the driver from like some nursing care facility. She was not a high-priced attorney. No way. No one dresses like that. Like she did from Miami and is a high-priced attorney. Nobody. She was nothing like a high-priced attorney. So she was either like a family friend, a teacher's aide, doorman's wife. I don't even dress well compared to like Scott, and I dress better than that girl. No way was she an attorney. Her hair was unkept. She had her like glasses up to here. Nothing about it. Aw, thank you. I was so excited to see me live on the docket. So what she means is during the last hearing that was televised, I went on to the docket's chat and typed. Like I was live tweeting, like live posting through his chat, which I like what he does. So I asked him if I could. I asked permission. I didn't just barge into the man's chat. Rosemary says, makes one wonder, would have Lori got the $1 million life insurance if the kids would have lost their lives? Maybe Lori, no. She would have done it anyway. Daddy's girl, says Tater. I thought Wendi complained to Donna. Donna complained to Harvey and Charlie, but it could be that Wendi complained to Harvey. That's what I think now. I think Wendi went to Harvey. I mean, she was close to her mother, but not nearly the way her mother. I don't think she misses not talking to her mother. Knowing the way Donna is, she doesn't miss it. Wait till Charlie finds out everything if he doesn't already know. I find them all equally culpable. What I'd like to know is which one was the first to actually speak the words aloud. That's what I'm saying. If Charlie had told her the insurance had been changed, maybe no one would have died. He's talking about Lori Vallow. Yeah, I think Harvey was much closer to Wendi. I mean, she went on a trip with him. It was his gift. Remember, it was his gift. And here I was like, nah, they're not going to arrest Harvey. Nah, they're not going to do anything to Harvey. Nah, Harvey didn't do anything wrong. I was wrong. I was completely whoever besides Gretchen said Harvey first, and I was always saying Wendi first, I apologize. You were right, and I was wrong. I think they have a sick relationship, Harvey and Wendi, and Charlie and Wendi. Oh, I don't think Charlie and Wendi do. I don't. I don't think there was any love lost. I think her saying that her brother took care of her, if Wendi is speaking, she's lying. I don't believe it for 1 second. They didn't talk much once they grew up and got out of the house. Charlie lived a life that she had no interest in. She didn't want to go have sex with little girls over in Thailand. It was a Wendi thing. I mean, it was a Charlie thing. Donna was the middleman between Charlie and Wendi. Charlie wanted his mother's love. He was the middle child. Charlie wanted his mother's love, so he did what would make Donna happy to get Wendi there. Hers is about control. Hi, Anne-Marie. How are you? Just the way he was drooling over her in court and Rashi had to tell him to stop it was his sis. I know, but they didn't have a close relationship. You just know. I think that's a new, if Leslie's still on here, that's a new video for you. Is when Wendi talks about how close she was to her brother. You can tell she's lying. Her eyes don't change. There was no warmth to him. Donna can't keep her lifestyle without Harvey's money. Narcissists are chameleons. Donna assumes whatever form she needs to keep up her lifestyle. But Harvey's a moron. An absolute moron to go around and do this with these witnesses. Cannot wait until August. Eric, yeah, they had to die so she and Chad could be together. Chad was disgusting. I don't think I think Chad Daybell was more disgusting than that freaking Amish kid with a goat. I think the Adelsons are mutually involved. They can arrest old Harvey and Wendi. I bet Wendi is upset now. I mean, I first thought, Wendi, nah, she's probably skating it. Living in Austin. They're looking closer at Harvey and jailhouse informants. Nope. This crazy story keeps getting crazier. What parent ever thinks little and hires someone to hurt their kid? No one would know. Right? Poor Robert, Dr. Adelson, gets into a car crash. No one would notice. What do they think? He's a Kennedy that no one's ever going to investigate it properly? I think they'll get Harvey for the ribs situation and get Wendi at the same time. Rob. I know. I'm sure he's been alerted. I'm sure they're watching for him. Chad the beige dumpling. He's just disgusting. When do I think Harvey will be arrested? I don't know. But imagine Josh Selman letting her use the phone. Now, ChatGPT says that that's not unethical or illegal or anything, but Josh Selman's phone's being used. How were they going to hire someone to hurt Rob? They first hired didn't work out. I don't either. I wonder if Harvey would have a hit ordered on Scott Radius too. Look at you, the two, giving ideas. You're right. What did Joshua say? Are our calls being monitored? And I talked to Tim Jansen as we're walking to the elevator. And he's saying, I said, every call is monitored in the jail, right? And I said, why would they call the jail if calls are even have a remote opportunity? I mean, they're not supposed to, but they probably do, right? Why would you just not go visit your client in the jail? Isn't that your job? Like, I don't like writing offers online and just handing it off to someone. I like having like a Zoom or an in-person meeting or a really, really long email to explain the offer. Why aren't you going to the jail? There's two of you. Hi, Mia. Oh, the wedding was at first Pearl Harbor. It shattered everything, demonstrated the contempt for Professor Markel. We were talking about Harvey and Donna's wedding. What that must have been like. Can you even imagine? I think it was Erickson, poor rabbi. I think Anne-Marie's right. They were worried. One wasn't. Jackie Fulford knows better. She's got to. Thank you, Jenny, for the 2 super stickers. It was very nice of you. This month, the money that I make will go to support the service that we had for Lori Page. And I have to tell you, her mother, her psychopathic mother, has a GoFundMe, which last time I checked, no one was paying. Oh, let me see. Last time I checked, it only had $75 in it. And I hope it stays that way. So I'm just going to give this money to Pastor Rudy. Where is that? Maybe it went away. Did she take it down? I hope she did. Anyone who touches this family lands in hot water. Look at Rashi. So far, nothing's happened because once a week I have it on my schedule to look at the bar. Nothing's happened. I know. No one needs to give her a dime. I know. I think they found out about the lawyer's phone being used from Harvey's wiretap. Or watch. It said phone or watch. How would she have used his watch? I know it's an Apple Watch, but how do you use that? It doesn't. That didn't make any sense to me. So. Yeah, it's still $75. Look at this. This is that mother who didn't look for her child. My name is Miranda White. I'm a mother, a student doctor, and a survivor. She never looked for her daughter. The community came together, but not her mother. See, I'm in a mood. Her sweet baby was taken. Look at how the funds will be used. Therapy and mental health support. There isn't enough. There isn't enough money. Medications and healthcare. What? Legal and court travel related travel. She didn't even come to her service. She said it wasn't financial. She never came. School costs. She wants us to pay for her medical school. Basic living expenses while rebuilding. $75. Trash. You ain't lying. Did Harvey go to Temple University Dental School? He did. And my husband's father went there. That's where he graduated from. I know you. I have phone service on my watch, but I'm not calling somebody on it. Well, Miranda does have balls. If anything ever happened to either one of my girls, you would have to make a box. I know. She has to go back to school. He did go to Temple Dental. Chris's dad did too. Back in the, God, 40s? I think the 40s is when they went. How old would Harrison be? I don't even know how old Temple is, right? I mean, that's old. It had to have been, because when would Harvey have graduated? He died in 62. Oh, he's 52 when he... No, that's not him. There's another one. There's another Harrison P. Wilson from Oklahoma. That's crazy. Here's his. He was born in 26, so he died in 69. So how old would he have been? Yeah, it would have been the early 50s. I didn't realize Temple was that old. Didn't know. Just got home from showing homes. Did I hear correctly in the car? Harvey paid witnesses. We don't know to the extent that money was spent. We only know that it was discussed on the phone, Marta. That's all we know. Harvey still has a mat on for the patient who posted a bad review on Facebook, and probably Greiger, the neighbor who found Dan. Ooh. Ooh, the two. Yeah, we don't know. We only know Robert, right? And then we don't even know. Does anyone really know it was Robert? Can someone please tell Jewel where the membership button is? Hold on one second. Let me go into YouTube. I never thought about them trying to hurt Mr. Geiger. That's what it looks like, Jules. Nice to see you. So what kind of conversations do you think Harvey and Donna are having now? The same. They're completely stupid. I've always said that Harvey, the mastermind of the Adelson fortune, was part of the conspiracy from the get-go. You are smarter than me, but I bet they're having the same conversations, Emery. Exact same. I've heard in various YouTubers' channel it was Rob, Katie, and an inmate's parent. That's right. Thank you. Katie. What are they going to do to her? Every time she opens her mouth, she lies. They're giving Katie a lot more weight than what she carries. I guess they feel like they have nothing to lose. They know they're all going down. I'm so glad I'm nowhere near those people. They're having the same conversations. Thank you, Mia. That's very nice of you to point out. It was nightly pillow talk for Harvey and Donna for years. Harvey wouldn't be smart to challenge the ex-cop Radius. Patty, I think Harvey was mad when trying to offer Dan money and move to Miami was rejected. Only other choice was what was they chose. God, you're probably right. Yeah, so why would it? Why would it be so easy for him to fly back and forth every time he had to go to work? The link doesn't work. Would a mod please send a link? I'm sorry. You have to go to Google and open YouTube, and then you can join. Wow. Only Harvey had that idea and had the money to back it up. If Donna could talk to Charlie, they would talk about Vietnam. It was an honor to care for my mother. My mother-in-law now needs me, and I feel the same about her. Well, she is blessed because it's hard. God bless you on the mountain. Patricia wrote a limerick about Chad. It made him and Lori quite mad. They put her on the dark list because they were pissed she has to run for her life. It's so sad. I'm sorry, Jules. I don't know what else to do other than copy and paste. Wait, hold on. It's like... I got it. You're supposed to click, there's supposed to be a join thing. Hold on one second. Ooh. I forgot something. Hold on. Where is it? Join. Where's the join thing? Let me do share. No. You're supposed to go to... Here I am trying to figure out my life. There. And then what's it say? /join. So it's right here. And it should be join. John needs a 12-year-old. I don't know what that means. I know I can't wait till Scott Radius shows up. Do I have Venmo? I do have Venmo. My Venmo is... I changed it for Living Tallahassee. Hold on. That is my Venmo. But that is where the money's going this month. Scott is a hero. And he got a free condo. Wasn't Harvey in the car with Donna when they dropped off the money to Charlie? Yep. He was. Although, who in here? Someone had a theory that he wasn't in the car. Who in here said that he wasn't in the car? There was someone... Was it you, Gretchen? Said that Harvey was still in Tallahassee and that he didn't go back. And so Donna was in the car by herself. But I don't believe that because he didn't allow these people to drive. You don't either? I don't believe it. Oh, Jules needs a 12. Oh, yes, allegedly. Thank you. You need a GoFundMe page. Need money for sports car show. We had a friend, Scott and I, we still have a friend. She's still alive. And we were, she was talking about getting a Brazilian wax. I was like, let's post a GoFundMe for it and see if you get a Brazilian. And then we get a paid for Brazilian wax for her. You think 100, he was 100% in the car. Oh, thank you, Jules. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I'm sure Pastor Ferguson will appreciate it because I don't know who paid for Lori's service, but thank you so much. You can answer a phone call on the watch. Never made it outgoing. I've answered it like when I was like doing my makeup and I want to pick up my phone. Ask Scott, he'll tell you. I've done that. The driveway where Charlie says Donna messaged him to let her know they were on some type of freeway minutes from his home for no reason. She just texted him. Sure, Jan. Whenever I see that, sure, Jan, I think of Brady Bunch. Sure, Jan. Thank you, Mia. Thank you so much for your cards that you made for me. It's going to make my life so much easier. I really appreciate the thought, the beauty of them. Just thank you so much. It was really, really nice of you. Everyone has just been so kind. I don't really have family here. I don't have family here. But between my church, my office, and you all, it just has made this so much easier. And instead of like, I don't know, trying to off someone, if you befriend them, they do nice things for you, right? If you're nice to people, the Adelsons have missed so much. And in return, the Markells have been tortured for 11 years. It is my pleasure to make those cards. If you need more or any other type mess, let me know. I'm on it. It was very nice. I'm going to send them off tomorrow. And I just got busy. Like all of a sudden, I was like, real estate's neutral. Real estate's so flat. And now all of a sudden, real estate is like, oh, everybody wants to see a house right now. It was crazy. Literally, in 7 days, it flipped on its head. You can. Oh, hold on 1 second. It's zero. Hold on. I want to make sure. I don't want to tell you that. You can hear my ringtone. It's 0009. I carry 2 phones, so I just wanted to make sure. It's 0009. So thank you for that. It's very nice of you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Diane. 0009. I'm going to type it. Very kind, everyone. I'll check. Let me check, Diane, because that makes me nervous. It's like when I send Zelle or someone's sending me a Zelle, I'm like, please, dear Lord, just send $1. Thank you so much. I got it. Thank you, Shelly. Very much. Very nice of you. Thank you. You can speak from your Apple Watch. I just answer it. I've never talked to it, like initiated a call. I don't even know how to do it. Do you do it like, oh no, it says it right there, phone. Oh, I could. Oh, you could listen to your voicemails too. Shocking. Oh, thank Rosemary. Don't make me cry again. I was already crying earlier. She's like, you're a human gift. You're an inspirational and a hero. Aw. Mia too. So nice. You guys have give me idea for my daughter's birthday in 3 weeks. I gave my grandchildren my old watch. A razzle dazzle. Can you send me your Venmo again? Living TLH, and it's 000, and then the number is 0009. Thank you. It is 0009. So if people text me, that's the number they call. Still so funny. John and Patricia with their songs and their limericks. It cracks me up. Thumper sending you love. Thumper left me a voicemail message, and I have not gotten back to it. I'm very sorry, but I did get that, and I did listen to it. Does it have a voice dial like a cell phone? I don't know. Let me go back to it. No, you have to press it. No. No little microphone. I know, me as a rock star too. Call contacts. Trying to find somebody. I don't like this because you have to do like, if you do by your contacts, you got to go through A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's a bitch. I think if you hold down the button on the side of the watch, Siri will come on and you can tell who to call. Oh no, that canceled it. Siri, can you call 850-284-9321? It's my other phone. Oh, you can. You can call it. Thank you. Thanks, Gretchen. I didn't know that. You were thinking Maxwell Smart with his shoe. Now you're aging all of us. Yeah, it sucks with the contacts. It's not like you can hit like A or B and then get that list. I don't even know how many contacts. I have way too many contacts in my phone. You can use Siri. I just did it. Thank you. I had no idea. I've been inspired by people like you and by so many others like Patty and my father's alibi and good friends and people in the chat. I'm so grateful to have met all of you. Well, thank you, Rosemary. On that note, I'm going to go home and be with my husband for a little while. Make him dinner. It's really a frozen pizza. I'm not really making him anything. Like I'm preparing it. I'm not cooking. That hasn't changed. Hasn't changed. Aww. Love from Iowa. Thank you, KJ. I just want to thank you all. Like, I haven't been here. Like, I haven't been on here in a long time. Week to week, it's a lot, and it's a long time. And I just thank you all for joining me again and being with me. And if you're in my public speaking class, I got to pitch my this YouTube channel on public speaking this week. And I really appreciate that opportunity to my professor. His name is Jim Lamar, and the class is super fun. I thought the class would be just horrid, but it was super fun. So thank you all very much. Thank you, Jules, for your super chat, and Tater, and Jenny again. And let me get Diane sent the Venmo, and all, like I told you, this goes to our girl. That's how we describe her, as our girl, Lori Page and Shelly. And just thank you very much for even remotely considering sharing any part of your money. Is such a big deal for me, and I just really appreciate it. It all will, I promise you, I will have Rudy come on and prove I gave the money. Because I don't want to be that woman, and we know who that is. Speak truth to power until they shut your electricity. It's funny. No, well, thank you, Jules. It's a blessing to have you here. Thank you. You guys, you just don't understand. You don't understand what it's like for me on this side, reading the hearts and the cherries and the absolute. You just don't even understand. So thank you guys very, very much, Hummingbird. Have a great evening. I hope I have time this week to come back on. Thank God, praise the Lord, busy with real estate. So I will do my best. I might, Max had an idea, is just come on late again one night, like 10 or 11 o'clock, and just wing it. So I might do that. Thanks, Mia. You guys are the best. John, you're the best. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.